This is how I'll be peaking going into my street lifting meet. Luckily, I know exactly how I like to peak from my powerlifting experience. I simply need to apply the same principles to my pull-ups and dips. I run my peaking phase 5 weeks out from competition, where my goal is to accumulate the most amount of fatigue as possible on both my competition movements and across all of my other muscle groups as well. The theory is if we create a very heavy stimulus on the body, the recovery demand increases to a maximum. Then when we taper and deload before the competition, it creates a super compensation effect where we will be recovered past our baseline. Hence, our strength will be at its peak. My performance during this period will also provide me data on what attempts I can likely expect during competition. Although I am experiencing high levels of fatigue at this point, based on my performance and knowledge of my typical strength levels, I can create a range of weights I might be capable of. Assuming a good peak, I can expect a slight boost in my training maxes, which I will hit around this point 2 to 3 weeks out when training is at its heaviest. But this is assuming I'm executing to a competition standard and I'm not getting technical calls on the day. My goal is to simply push the limits these next 2 weeks, which I did in my dip and failed, unfortunately. But this is something that will happen during high levels of fatigue and shouldn't be anything you stress yourself out over. What's important here is that you don't get it in your head. Some peaks may be more fatigued than others, and you can have a completely poor peak yet end up performing way better in competition after being recovered. And if you do hit your PRs, you get a huge boost in confidence going into competition.